Okay, so what if I told you a marketing agency promised to turn every single dollar you spend on ads into 50? It sounds kind of unbelievable, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a real-world pitch that promises exactly that. Let's dig in and see if the numbers actually stack up.
Right out of the gate, the first thing you see in their pitch deck is this massive claim, Beast Mode ROAS, 50x ROI. I mean, there's no gentle warm-up, no hello, how are you? It just hits you right between the eyes. It's a headline designed to make you stop everything and ask, wait, is that even possible?
Before we go any further, let's just do a quick huddle on the main concept here, ROAS. It stands for Return on Advertising Spend, and honestly, it's the metric that digital marketers live and die by. It's super simple, really. If you spend $1 on an ad and you make $2 in sales, congrats, you've got a 2x ROAS. Easy enough, right?
So they boil this whole promise down to something incredibly simple. For every single dollar you put in, you get $40 back. That's a 40x ROAS. It's just a powerfully simple promise that cuts right through all the usual marketing jargon.
So if returns like this are even remotely on the table, why isn't every business owner out there a millionaire from running ads? And you're probably thinking the same thing I am. The pitch knows this, and it pivots right away to tackle what it calls the digital ad dilemma.
Listen, according to them, the reality for most businesses is pretty grim. They're not just failing to get these huge returns, they're actually losing money. And that is the exact pain point they're hitting on, that awful feeling of just pouring cash into ads and getting nothing back.
So what's the deal? They argue, look, this isn't just bad luck. They say it's a total system failure. And they point to three big culprits: bad strategy, bad creative, and yup, bad execution.
And just to put into perspective how wild their claims are, they set a baseline for what normal success even looks like. They say most people, after months of painful trial and error, would be absolutely thrilled, like dancing with joy thrilled, just to get a 2x ROI, just to double their money. In this world, that's a huge win.
Okay, so the problem's been laid out, and we have a baseline for what a win looks like. So now we get to the big question. How in the world do they claim to just shatter that baseline? Let's get into the proof they offer.
And this is where the pitch really kicks into high gear. They're basically telling potential clients, hey, forget about that 2x you were so happy with. The goal here isn't just doubling your money. We're talking 10x, 40x, or even 60 times your money back.
And they put a number right on that high-end claim. Their top case study boasts a return of about 61 times the ad spend. It's a massive number. So, where does it come from?
And here it is. This is the proof they offer up, actual screenshots from the ad dashboards. On the left, you've got Meta, so Facebook and Instagram. If you know what you're looking at, your eyes go straight to the amount spent column, and then you compare it to the purchase ROS column. On the right, same deal, but for Google Ads. You're looking at cost versus con value. These two screenshots, they're the entire foundation of their argument.
Okay, I know those dashboards can be a little overwhelming, so let's just break down the big numbers. For that Facebook and Instagram campaign, they're claiming they spent just over $8,300 to bring in over $500,000 in revenue. That's your 61x ROAS right there. Then for Google, an $18,300 spend supposedly brought in $809,000, a 44x return. I mean, you gotta admit, these numbers are absolutely staggering.
So it's not just about the numbers on a screen. They also bring in the human element, social proof. And this one really hits home, because the client isn't just saying, we made more money. They're crediting the agency with keeping their team busy and actually helping to save jobs. That adds a whole different level of weight to the claims.
All right, those results look amazing. But anybody who's been in business for 5 minutes knows a 60x return isn't going to happen on day one. So how does the agency manage those expectations and kind of frame the whole journey for someone new?
Well, this is how they map it out. They lay out this clear 4-month forecast, which I think is pretty smart. They start with what they call a conservative 2 to 5x ROI in that first month. Then, from there, the plan just scales up aggressively, month after month, aiming for up to a 30x ROI by the 4th month. It's a roadmap from, hey, this is pretty good, to, wow, this is unbelievable.
So, you've seen the promise, you've seen the so-called proof, and you've seen the plan. The last piece of the puzzle, and it's a big one, is of course, what does all this cost? Let's check out their business model. So their pricing is really interesting. It's broken down into 4 parts. First, there's an optional $1,000 setup fee. Second, a monthly retainer. That's a $1,000 admin fee plus a $1,000 ad budget. But here's the real kicker, step 3, the performance incentive. They take a 10% share of all the revenue generated.
And their whole justification for this is, hey, this gives us skin in the game. Their success is directly tied to their client's success.
So, we've walked through this entire pitch, right? From the unbelievable promise to their skin-in-the-game pricing model. And it all comes down to this one big question. Is this kind of performance-based model the actual future of marketing partnerships? Or is this just a total outlier, a high-risk, high-reward unicorn that's almost impossible to replicate? That's really the multi-million-dollar question you have to ask yourself.